Hello there, good evening, hope you're well. I'm coming on over the next few days and I'm going to start talking about the benefits of mindfulness. I have touched on some of the benefits that I personally have had and felt and feel from doing mindfulness and the various other things like NLP and self-care. But I want to talk over the coming days about what you could expect from engaging in a mindful way of living. So obviously people benefit in different ways, but I'm just going to pick out the main themes that people seem to benefit from, and that some of them are very much from me, and some of them are from other people that I've worked with. So what I'm going to cover today is mindfulness and relaxation. Now, I think there's a misconception, and I certainly thought this, that mindfulness was about relaxing. In fact, it is actually about the opposite. Mindfulness is about training your mind to focus on one thing at a time. I've touched on this before. We really struggle to focus on one thing at a time. Our minds are constantly going. We have so many distractions, and it's really difficult to focus on one thing at a time. So mindfulness is a bit like a workout for your mind. So, you know, how you do squats to get a nice tight butt. Mindfulness, you do mindfulness to get a really focused mind. Why it is out in the public as associated with relaxation is because we obviously see people sitting there looking very calm and serene, eyes closed, meditating, and it all looks very peaceful. But really what you're doing is having a good old battle with your mind, because you know we'll do some of it, but you try and sit there for 1 minute and not think about anything, and it's impossible. Your brain and mind just continues to think. So although mindfulness is about working the brain and getting into this focus, so we sort of focus on our breathing, or when we're out and about we focus on a particular piece of nature, or we focus on the way our body's moving, or whatever it is we're focusing on, it can still very much aid relaxation. And for me, that has definitely helped. And for several people, or for most people, to be honest, that I speak to about mindfulness, relaxation does seem to come hand in hand with it. But I mean, I like to know why. Why does that work then? If I'm meant to be really focusing my brain and I'm having this sort of inner battle with my thoughts as they race off, and I'm bringing them back and really learning to focus, how is that relaxing? The thing is, when you start being aware of your thoughts running away, and being aware and conscious enough to bring your thoughts back, to focus back into what you were doing, once you've started doing that, when it comes to relaxing, you can actually focus on relaxing. I'll explain that a bit more. So I'm quite a busy person. I quite enjoy being busy. I quite doing, doing stuff. I'm not like the type of person who tends to sit down, lie on the sofa, watch TV for hours on end. But what I was finding is that even, for example, when I was doing something that should have been relaxing to me, so let's say I was reading a book. I love reading, so I'm sitting there reading a book, and I'm sure it's happened to you. When you're reading it, you read a paragraph, read a chapter, read a page, whatever it is, and you have no idea what you've just read, and you have to go back and read it again. That is when your mind is distracted. So it's going elsewhere, it's thinking about something else, and it's taking you away from what you were doing, which is reading. The same can be said for when you go on a break at work, or you're grabbing 5 minutes to yourself, and you sit down with your cup of tea for that few moments of relaxation. But what happens is you're sitting there and you're thinking about everything you've been doing, everything you need still to do. You might even thinking about complete mundane stuff like, in fact you need to buy some new pants or whatever it might be. So you're not actually in the moment, you're not actually fully relaxing because your mind is elsewhere. So what meditation and mindfulness does is, because we're training our brain bit by bit into being able to focus more readily on what we want to focus on, it means that when it comes to you choosing to relax, when it's time for you to relax, then it's really enlightening, I guess, to be able to actually relax into that moment and do what you plan to do to relax. So as I said, we'll cover some of this stuff off. We'll try some of it together, and certainly in my group, this is the sort of thing that we will be really working on, is doing this sort of the meditation and the focused thinking. But for now, again, I like to sort of suggest you do try things out. Is next time you're meant to be doing something that is relaxing, whether it be lying in the bath, reading a book, having a coffee, or going for a walk, whatever it is that's meant to be your moments of relaxation, see how much you actually are relaxing. See if your head is actually racing off into the future or sitting back in the past. And see if you can sort of pull your attention ever so gently back to what you're doing now, to the relaxation that you're meant to be having. Try that, and in sort of the coming days or week, what I will do at some point is we will do a proper relaxation meditation, which is actually about relaxing your body and getting you ready for perhaps for sleep if you struggle sleeping, or to just get you into that relaxed state. But yeah, try that over the coming days. And feel free to ask me any questions on here, and I'll pick them up. Or if you'd like some advice on a more personal level, if you're struggling with relaxing and switching off and enabling yourself to relax, then feel free to send me a personal message. But that's it for now. Have a nice evening. Try and relax, at least for a few moments. You deserve it. Bye-bye.